General Director of Arotahi, a division of the Baptist movement which focuses on mission. Alan, kia ora, thank you for your time today.
Kia ora, Andrew. Good to be with you.
So firstly, it's quite a long statement. We don't have time to go through all of the details, but what is the essence of the statement? What is the statement that the signatories are wanting to make, Alan?
It's a call for just peace. It recognises the role of Israel, it recognises the role of Palestine. It's not taking sides, but it's saying we long for peace. This battle has gone on for long enough. People are dying, people are starving. We're calling for a just peace that does not taking sides.
Having said that, though, within the Baptist church movement, there will be people who have different views on this one. This is not a statement on behalf of all Baptists, and that is something that you make clear in this document. Some people have chosen to sign, others perhaps still prayerfully considering, or perhaps even chosen not to. This is in some ways, a uniquely Baptist thing.
It is, and Baptists believe in freedom of conscience for the individual, and we believe in the freedom of each church to come to their own conclusions and stances. So just to understand Baptists, each congregation is free on their own view on any particular issue within the agreed statements and beliefs of our faith. So it gives the freedom and the power and the voice to every local church. So this is definitely a statement from individuals and encouraging local churches to talk about it, to realize what is God saying to them, and they may choose to want to be part of this particular statement, or they may choose to put out a statement for their own church or on behalf of their church. But we're just raising the issue. This has gone on for a long time, and people are suffering, and the world is looking, and it seemed timely to make a statement. As you said, things are becoming to a very sharp end in terms of the decisions of our own government, the Australian government, and Israel is continuing to put pressure on Gaza.
There are going to be different views within a congregation. This is not just true of Baptist churches, but I think even within households, there are different views on this particular issue. A difficult one in some ways, because some people say, hey, on a heated topic like this, on a contentious issue, are we just creating division and argument by perhaps almost literally nailing colours to the mast on this one?
Yep. So again, this particular statement isn't taking sides. It's saying, hey, we're looking for a just peace. We're looking for an end to this conflict, an end to the starvation. That said, I went to Israel and Gaza a few years ago and traveled around and listened to leaders of the Jewish community, the Messianic Jews, the Palestinian community, government officials. And this is complex. This has gone on for centuries. This is deeply locked in together as two people groups, and we're not going to find an easy solution. But it's still a call to say, hey, can't we pull back a little and begin the conversations together rather than continuing to allow for ongoing death?
This is something which I think both sides would agree on. There have been atrocities. There have been innocent people who have been hurt. There's once we get into the political or even the theological aspects of it, things get a little bit murkier. But taking this stand for justice, this stand for peace, for some people, you say it's not taking sides, but for some people, this is a call for the end to hostilities in Gaza. There would be some people would say that kind of is taking sides while Hamas is still in control.
Absolutely. So it's very clear it's a call to let the hostages go free that are held by Hamas. And yes, it is clear that we want to see aid getting into Gaza and the cessation of the bombing and the destruction of Gaza for the sake of the civilian population of Gaza. So yes, it's calling on both sides, the release of the hostages and the cessation of the battle.
This statement is also purposefully broader than the Gaza issue, because the situation, of course, is broader than that, also affecting Israel, also affecting East Jerusalem and the West Bank as well. You've purposefully included that in the circle of the statement. Why would you think that is important, Alan?
Well, the focus at the moment is on Gaza, and we accept that. But in the West Bank, there continues to be pressure and there continues to be conflict, certainly not at the extremes of Gaza right now, but there is conflict and there is difficulties. Bethlehem, for example, is ringed in 3-metre, 4-metre concrete walls, and the life within Bethlehem, which, for all Christians is such a precious space is horrific.
Yeah.
Now, this is a call to say these conditions need to change as well.
In terms of what happens next, and again, this isn't a political statement, this isn't taking sides, but having said that, you've visited this area. I know this is something that you are prayerfully informed about. What does a solution look like in your view? Again, not speaking on behalf of the Baptists, but what would be a step towards a lasting peace?
Look, I'm really out of my depth there. I realise this is a very complex issue. So very clear, this is my present view.
Yep.
This is not speaking on behalf of every Baptist in New Zealand, or else I'll be hung, drawn and quartered as soon as I get off this line.
Yeah.
But I as best I can see, some degree acknowledgement of the Palestinian people and their state needs to occur, from my view, that they have some degree of autonomy within a fixed territory and freedom to establish their own culture and way of being. So acknowledging two states within one country. That's some acknowledgement of the Palestinian people seems to be necessary.
And certainly those are steps that have been made politically, and as we mentioned before, in Australia and other parts of the world, and potentially New Zealand as well, with the UN meeting coming up in September. Alan, thank you so much for the work that you do, but also for the stance that you've taken here and for communicating that on the program today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Andrew.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.